In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Namaste. Welcome, friends, to a rather impromptu evening transmission. I have a little platoon of messages to share with you in the coming days and weeks, following my time deeply immersed in nature, silence, spaciousness, introspection, communication with God. It's been a profound and revelatory week, so a big thank you to everyone who donated to my fundraiser, because you facilitated my capacity to go and have that time away. Thank you, thank you, thank you from the bottom of my heart. I felt called to bring forward a message this evening that feels, I want to say, pressing, given the times we're in. And given what is stirring within the collective. So throughout 2025, the song If Tomorrow Never Comes by Ronan Keating, which I'll link in the description box in case you're not familiar with it, has been used as a little prompt by Spirit in various situations in my life personally to remind me of the bigger picture. This has been a song that really carried me through the dissolution of my union last year and at the beginning of this year, really inviting me to tune into the heart of what's true and to respond from love and to respond from the highest vantage point and not from my pain. And again, this song has come into my awareness, particularly today, as I have begun to attune to collective consciousness, and as I start to once again feel what is stirring within the subconscious of humanity as a collective channel and as a cosmic channel. I'm very attuned to the macro currents. And what is astrologically being referred to as a great storm coming in March. I indeed feel and have seen, I've been shown visions of potential timelines that may unfold in March and April. And I understand why Spirit is inviting me to relay this message, the heart of the message of that song, If Tomorrow Never Comes. Now, don't panic, don't fall into worry and fear. What I wish to share this evening is more speaking to us taking inventory, honest inventory. The song, If Tomorrow Never Comes, is inviting us to consider that if we were not to wake up in the morning, this was our last day, our last moment with our loved ones. Did we really love to the fullest capacity possible? Did we speak all truths that were housed within us? Did we express in ways that were authentic and true? Did we honor the heart? Or did we take the people and situations in our lives for granted? And we are in profound times of karmic closure and completion. March and April energetically are going to be very significant catalysts for these times of closure and completion. You're likely already feeling this. I'll make a separate video on the soul opportunities and the soul grading we're going through here on Earth School, in Earth School at this time with these energies. Huge and profound karmic completion at a soul level, preparing us for this next chapter of our lives, the next chapter of our evolution and expansion, our journey to self-mastery, awakening, returning to love, coming into communion with God. But before we can progress to the next level of our evolutionary journey, before we can begin our new curriculum as souls, we have to tie up loose ends. And part of our karmic completion process is coming to the end of a cycle, the end of a revolution, and meeting that ending with integrity, with accountability, with honesty, and from love. And so my message today is to invite you to consider, to take inventory of your heart, to really allow yourself to be honest within your heart space about what's true. We are living in times of such upheaval, change, transformation. This will be very tangibly felt, and seen in March and April. The visions I was shown of potential timelines for humanity are timelines that would alter the course of our collective destiny, our collective paths. They would alter our value systems, our priorities, our trajectories in very fundamental ways. Whichever timeline plays out is going to alter us in profound ways. It's designed to course correct us. We get to decide collectively whether that presents in a higher expression from choosing conscious change, or whether our hand is forced through intense contrast, upheaval, destabilization, chaos. And so with these events, catalysts incoming, these experiences on Earth that are going to force us to confront the unconscious content within us individually and collectively in radical ways, we can start to take ownership of our process and to be empowered in our process of karmic completion by actively choosing to take inventory and to say, rather than waiting until I'm faced with chaos, contrast, suffering before I check in with my heart, before I start reorientating myself back to love, we can consciously choose that. And I really encourage that. And in fact, I would suggest that if you're on a genuine spiritual path, that's the only true way. To have the courage and the honesty to ask the heart what's real and what's true, what wants to be seen, felt, witnessed, said, expressed, acknowledged, moved within yourself, in your relationships, in the wider landscape of your life. You may use the prompt from Spirit, if tomorrow never comes, to consider in your heart space that if you only had 24 hours to live, would you be content with how things have been left in this moment? Would you be content with the last words you've spoken to loved ones? Would you be content with how you'd be leaving this incarnation and experience? Or would you have things that are unresolved within you? Would you have been leaving this experience clean? Or would you be leaving it with baggage and mess and unspoken words, unexpressed feelings and sentiments, situations that have been steeped in, disharmony, conflict, resentment, bitterness, anger, grief, sorrow, confusion, judgment, etc., shame? Are you allowing that fear-based content to determine the course? Or do you have the courage in this moment, in this pivotal time of completions and endings and closing chapters, to let love lead the way? This may be confronting, to really take honest inventory, to open our eyes to the true landscape before us, our familial relationships and situations, to be sober about our relationships, especially within our families, where there can be so much conditioning that we struggle to see the people really in front of us beyond the roles that we've projected onto them as mother, father, sister, brother, etc. Can we honestly see the people in front of us? Can we see the relationships we're in? Can we notice the codependency? Can we notice where the energy is not in true harmony and alignment, in honouring of our sovereignty as souls? Can we honour where we are denying, bending, avoiding truth? And extend this process to all of our relationships and all of the situations in our lives, our work situations, our home and living situations, our relationship with money and resources, our relationship with our spiritual path, mission, service work, heart's calling, soul spark, our creative outlets and pursuits, our friendships, our communities, our relationship with the earth, with the natural kingdom. Can we really take honest inventory with how we connect to this body, our health, our well-being on every level? And can we get really radically honest at this time? That's the invitation for you today. That's the invitation from this prompt from Spirit. If tomorrow never comes, would you be content with how you're completing this experience? Would it feel complete? Or are there areas in your life that feel unresolved, incomplete, not in congruence with truth, not in congruence with love? Do you have the courage to get your pride and your ego and your shame and your guilt and your judgment and your fear-based thinking out of the way and to just address the heart of what's here and true? To have those difficult conversations, to express those feelings vulnerably, honestly, with no guarantee of the outcome, but simply because it's true. To make that move, to make that course correction, to finally take that leap, to finally end that thing, to start that thing. Not because there are known variables on the other side of that change, but because you know it's essential for your soul's health, well-being, vitality, and embodiment in this incarnation. This time we're in of karmic completion and closure is really, really unparalleled. We're in a time now that is sealing the trajectory of our lives moving forward in this incarnation and our soul's journey. Are we choosing organic evolution? Are we choosing empowered, sovereign ways of being and emanating on earth? Are we choosing to be embodiments of light, love, truth, to be conduits of God's will on earth, to be the creators we have been tasked to be by the divine, to be conduits of a higher way, an exalted way? Or will we continue to perpetuate the states that have brought humanity into so much suffering, so much forgetfulness, so much unconsciousness? When all of this collapses, as I was shown very clearly in a journey that I had a few days ago with mushroom medicine, when the illusion of form is stripped back, we are left with the light of the soul and the light of the divine, and we are left with the spark of our essence. And how much we've either honoured that spark or not, how much we've truly recognised God or not. When all is said and done, it's just us and the Creator. And so the only real and honest conversation you need to be having is with God. It's time to clean house. It's time to get your spiritual state in order, to get your spiritual affairs in order. To ask God, show me, tell me, how can I honour you more? How can I live in a way that honours your abundance, your love, your grace, your truth, your magnificence? How can I bring your light into this world? And to scan your life and to notice where you are, emanating and embodying the Christed light of unconditional love, grace, purity, innocence, compassion, nobility, dignity, integrity. And where are you still enslaved to the egoic nature and to fear-based conditioning? If tomorrow never comes, what would you do differently? I love you. I'm grateful for you. May we all see, hear, and speak and feel the word of God. More on the true nature of the word coming in upcoming transmissions. Blessings to you all, and I'll see you again soon.